Well, hello everybody. Welcome to episode 48 of the Berry Fun Adventures podcast. It is lovely to be back here with you today. It is a very comfortable temperature right now in Minnesota. It is a nice spring day. We had some rain this morning and the sun is shining, and it is actually about 5:30 in the evening already. It is Friday, May 24th as I am recording this. And I really wanted to get something up yet this weekend, so I am doing this, and my husband is cooking pizza for dinner. So win-win on all sides. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for coming to check out the channel. And if you are a returning viewer, thanks so much for coming back. Well, what have I been up to since I came to you last? I've just been having a lot of life. I've been adulting and working on yarn dyeing. We've been working on getting the farm ready for the fruit season. For those of you who are new or maybe don't know the schedule that we have here around the farm, we are primarily a we're a fruit farm, but our big crops are strawberries, which are in June, and Concord grapes, which are in September, October. And then in between those two big crops, we have smaller things like blackberries and raspberries and honeyberries and other little things that small fruit crops along the way. But strawberries are a big time. We used to have you pick, but now we just do already picked. And so right now the boys, I have 4 children. They all help. My 4th one is just coming home from college tomorrow, but the other 3 have been here helping for the month of May. They have been working on mulching and weeding and all sorts of things. We actually do not spray any chemicals on our farm, so we do all the weeding by hand. And so it does take quite a while, but they have been out in the strawberries that we will be picking on here in a couple weeks to kind of get them ready so that they're nice and clean and easy for us to pick. So yeah, but other than that, I have been very busy knitting, and I even have some crochet today. Actually getting kind of warm. I'm wearing hard to see, but this is what is it called? It is a pattern by Joji Locatelli. Oh, Like a Cloud. And I actually made the sleeves a little too long, so they're rolled over, but this is an oldie but a goodie. I wear it a lot. I actually chose to hold fingering weight double with mohair because I'm a loose knitter. And I got the gauge almost exactly right with just a little tweaking of the suggested needle. So I love it. I wear it all the time, but I'm getting kind of hot. And you'll also notice I'm wearing my Scrappy Sunday shirt. And if you have listened to the beginning, it is not Sunday, but who cares? Every day can be a scrappy day. That's what I say. So I'm looking down at my notes. I have some notes here today, things to chat with you about. I've actually finished 4 things since I have come to you last. The first one I don't actually have here to show you, but there is a similar version. I'll put a picture of the one that I finished. It is a pair of DK weight socks. When I came to you last, I believe I had just started it, and I was knitting them for my mom for Mother's Day, which here in the United States was like 2 weekends ago, I think. And she loved them. I finished them actually in 2 days. I was a knitting machine. But I have learned that DK weight socks are the bomb for gift giving, and also they're just like super cozy and a great way to use up especially thinner fingering weight yarn. So I gifted those to my mom. I did those. I think they took me like 4.5 hours per sock to knit, and I did a pretty short leg on hers. So that was why those went quick. These took just a tad bit longer, but this is my second pair. I started and finished since I came to you last. I think the purple is called Tina's Toasty Toes or something like that. There is a project page that will be linked below. And then the accent color is the same color I used on my mom's, which is Query Fiber. And that also is in my project page. But yeah, another pair of socks off the needles, and they were super fun. I knit these using the pattern DK Weight Vanilla Socks by the Crazy Sock Lady, or Kay Litton, and it recommends, I think it recommends a size 3 needle, and I used a size 2, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I used a size 2, and the gauge is perfect for me, I think. And I did the 48 stitch circumference. Yeah, I followed it pretty much exactly. Any modifications, I did modify the toe slightly. I didn't want it quite so skinny at the end. And those modifications are written in my Ravelry page. But yeah, pretty cool socks. Love the purple and the pink. Okay, so those were my first 2 completed projects. And then, drum roll please, I finished my bounce blanket. That's right. This one, it didn't come, it wasn't started until January 1st or 2nd. But this was from my yarn countdown kit that I got from Yarn Inc. from last Christmas, December time. And I actually got the DK weight yarn. So this is the Bounce Blanket by Tin Can Knits. I knitted on a US 6, I believe. And so that started down here. I guess I could show you this way. I'll put in a better picture. And it went all the way to the end where I got light again. And so it came with, the kit came with a main color, and I used that for the end and the beginning. However, my one beef with how I did it, but I'm too lazy to take it out because I just don't care. It's a blanket for me, and who cares, is that, so when I started, let me show you, I put the edging on, and then it went into the design right away, which makes it kind of like this, I don't know what you'd call it, chevron-y, scalpy kind of edging, okay? But the garter ridge sections here do not have any increases or decreases, so they're just knit straight. But when you're in the whole blanket, they look curved because the other bits have increases and decreases. So at the end, I did my 2 rows of garter in the color, and then I did 2 more rows of garter in the accent. And in retrospect, I should have not done these 2 rows here. I should have just done the main stockinette part of the pattern and then done the 2 rows of contrast, because the ending is kind of straight. But I haven't blocked it yet, and I think it will be okay. And in all honesty, it's just going to be kind of a lap blanket for myself. So when I realized that as I was binding off, because, you know, I wasn't thinking about it very logically as I was doing it. I was just excited that I was done. And as I was binding off, I was like, oh shoot, this is not curved. And then it hit me. I should have changed. So I could have done that, or I suppose I could have added a little repeat with the accent color, but I didn't. Oh well. It is finished, and it ended up being almost 500 grams of yarn. So I used almost the entire 20 grams of each color in the countdown kit. So that is fabulous. I'm excited to wash that and then have that kind of across. I kind of think I might put it across this chair here in my office / guest room / craft area, so that I can enjoy it when I'm sitting on the chair and knitting or crocheting. So that was number 3 that I finished. And then number 4 was actually my own pattern, the Spring Rainstorm Mitts, which came out almost a month ago. It was the end of April. And this is the large size. So they're a little bit big for my fingers and my hands. I have kind of large women's hands, I would say, but they're a little bit big for me. I like the medium size better. You can see my thumb is a little small. I think these will probably, when they're done being a sample, will be for my husband, because they seem to fit his. He has a little bit wider hand than I do. So I finished these I had them mostly done. I had the thumb on the last bit. That was the left that I finished today, but they're nice and cozy. And these are done on a US 3 for the ribbing sections and a US 5 for the main color sections. It takes 2 colors, and they are available in 3 sizes. pattern is both on Ravelry and on my website for my farm and my yarn. Yeah, not too much exciting to say about those, just that they are finished. I have one more pair of these on the needles, and I will be dyeing up I ran out of yarn for those, and I'll be dyeing up some more of that, hopefully at the end of this week, so I can make the second mitt and have those be a matching pair as well. So yeah, the Spring Rainstorm Fingerless Mitts. Okay, so that was quite a bit of knitting time on those. So I've only been knitting on 3 other projects besides those since I came to you last. And the first one, surprise, is another DK weight sock. So I have a fingering weight sock on the needles, 2 actually. One for my youngest son and one for my second oldest son. And I just haven't been in the mood to knit on the fingering weight. I don't know why. Maybe because these just go so much quicker. But I actually took the purple pair to the farmer's market. So farmer's market is now happening. And I set up with that weekly every Saturday. So I'll be going there tomorrow. And I had just cast on last week, and I knit the whole leg while I was at the farmer's market, which is, granted, it's like 4 hours, but I'm not obviously knitting on it constantly because I'm helping customers. So it's probably about 2 hours of knitting, maybe 1.5 to 2 hours if I knit straight, when you don't take into account the talking to customers. But anyway, I started a new pair as soon as I finished those last weekend. And these are a very fun purpley blue color. And I added a little pink pop at the top because there is a little bit, kind of hard to see, but there's a tad little bit of pink in the yarn. You can kind of see it more on here. So this yarn is Brediculous hand-dyed yarn. It is a fingering weight 4-ply 75/25, 463 yards, and it is in the Northern Lights colorway. I believe I got this as a gift from someone. And then I think the little pop, I want to say, is a Queen City yarn. I'm not 100% sure, but I won it when I was at ZK. I won a little pack of mini skeins when I was at Zombie Knitpocalypse last year. And I thought it went perfect with that. So I'm going to use that. I used it for the cuff, a little pop, and then I'm going to use it for the toe. Instead of doing the heel, I decided I was going to do the cuff and the toe to make it a little different. So that is the plan there. Those are going great. I just got down to, let me see. Yeah, I just got down to back to my 48 stitches after increasing for the heel and the gusset. So I'm hoping I will finish this foot tonight. That's the plan. And then I will just cast on so it's ready to go, and I'll be able to do the leg at the farmer's market tomorrow. So that will be fabulous. But I have that in my Black Pearl Magic bag from Zombie Knitpocalypse last year. It's kind of hard to see, but it's a ZK 2023, which is coming up, and I will tell you more about that at the end with news. All right, and then the last 2 things I have to share are blankets. This is a very heavy blanket episode. It's Blanket Palooza. When I finished my bounce blanket, I wasn't quite ready to start another project, so I pulled out one of my other blankets because I just wanted to knit. And so I pulled out my Simple Garter blanket, and this is based loosely off of Molly from A Homespun House. It's called the Cozy Comfort Throw. So here, the last time I showed you, I haven't knit too far on this, but I was down here where my cute little teacup and cat are, and I just knit maybe, I don't know, 2.5 to 3 inches, I guess. But this is how far I am on this. I would say it's about 30 inches long so far. Yeah, this one I'm holding a single strand of the Very Fun Yarns singles base, which is a base I no longer carry, but it's in the barley colorway, which is sort of a tan brown. And I'm holding that with all of my leftover purple and blue-greenish mini skeins that I have left. So little scraps that I have wanting to use up. And I have, kind of see, I have pulled some aside, although I'm sure I have more since I pulled these, but let's see, I have a bag that I just kind of pull from when one runs out. And if I decide I don't want as much in as I have left of that, then I just put it back in the bag and I move on. So this one was meant as a gift for my aunt. I was going to give it to her for Christmas. I don't know how many years ago. It was one of those projects. I thought, oh, that'd be a great idea. I think it will still be for her, but we no longer exchange gifts at Christmas. We do kind of like a fun surprise kind of, everybody puts one gift in kind of exchange. But I think I'm going to be able to finish it. Her birthday is in March. So my goal is to finish it by the end of the year so I can gift it to her for her birthday next year. So hopefully, I would say I'm probably getting close to being about half done as far as, and this one, I'm just going until I think it's long enough. I don't really have any specific size I'm looking for. I was just looking to make sort of a lap blanket, something comfy and cozy she could use when she was watching TV, that sort of thing. So that is the plan. I think I'm about almost halfway done with that. So put that back in here. It is now being housed in my Very Fun Yarns extra large tote bag. This is the bag that was holding my bounce blanket, but now I'm done with that. So I took all the extra things I didn't need out and I put this one in. And my last project is a crochet blanket, and I'm so excited to be starting this one, or to have started this one. This is the Crochet Advent Baby Blanket by Lucienne Crochet. And this is how far I am so far. Truth be told, buzz in my nose. Truth be told, I kind of screwed up in the beginning. I think it's on this bit. You can't really see it anymore. But, so this is a paid for pattern. And I'm not going to tell you too many secrets, but I do not usually do many pattern things for crochet. I'm a pretty low understanding as far as crochet. I can do it, but like anything, reading the pattern sometimes is the hardest. This pattern is written in UK terms, so I did know that, and I did know there was a difference, but at first I got a little bit mixed up, but I figured it out. It's all good. But yeah, I think so. There's different things you do. Obviously, when you're up at here at this point, you have to do one thing, and when you're down at the bottom, you have to do a different. Here you decrease, here you increase. Well, I accidentally one time switched it, and that's where it looks a little wonky in my first couple rows, but I didn't notice it until a couple rows later. And as one would know, if you crochet versus knit, is that you can't drop down when you crochet and fix it. You have to rip the whole thing out. And this is a very long, you see how long that is? It's a very long row. So I did not feel like ripping out 2 rows of this. So I was like, oh well, nobody's going to notice. I probably won't even notice when I get to the end. And I also was kind of messed up the end. You can kind of see it's not the neatest. A little wonkadonk there. This one is a little bit better. I messed up the end because I was mixing up the stitches. I was getting the UK version and the US version mixed up. It was written in UK and I was doing it in US, I think. I can't remember, but I think that's what it was. But now I finally think I've got it figured out. It is a wonderful pattern in the sense of like you really only have to memorize 2 rows and then you're good. So that's really cool. I will say it is written for a fingering weight yarn, and it is meant to be used with, I'll see if I can put a picture in here from the pattern. It's meant to be used with 24 mini skeins and then a contrast color. Well, what I am doing, if any of you have heard of stranded dye works, you will know that Jude is no longer dyeing. So when I heard Jude was going to stop dyeing, he is one of my favorite dyers one of my very first indie dyers that I purchased from. And I really love the colors. So what I did is I bought 5 full skeins. Here's my second one. My first one is Pinata, very bright. And my second one is called, that's Pinata, it's called blah, 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 Sweet Treat. So I have 5 of these in different colors. And what I'm doing is I'm holding each of the colors double with a undyed 80/20 that I have in my Very Fun Yarns inventory of yarns to dye. And that is where I'm coming up with this. So it kind of mutes the color a little bit. It's not quite as vibrant. And my plan is, instead of doing a contrast, I am going to just crochet. I'm going to measure. I haven't measured yet how many grams I use to go down and back, but I'm going to get so far, and then when I am, I don't know, maybe 10-ish grams left, depending on how many I need per row, I'm going to start to fade in the next color. So maybe I'll do 1 row back and forth of the second color, and then I'll do a couple of the other, and then I'll do 1 row, and so that I kind of fade into each color until I get down to the end. Now, I hope that 5 skeins will be enough for me to, piece of fuzz there, will be enough for this to be a big enough blanket. If not, I may have to add in something else, but I'm not too worried about it. I just really wanted to have kind of a stranded project because I really enjoyed the yarn and the colors so much. So that is the plan, and I'm really loving it. I have to kind of limit myself, otherwise I would be doing this all day. And I have this in my cute little basket. It's from my grandma. I am crocheting it. I'm also a loose crocheter, so I am crocheting it on a 4 millimeter G hook, which in the pattern I think it recommends a 2 to 4 millimeter, depending on how tight or loose you crochet. So yeah, I'm just kind of on the very loose end for people who are with fingering, but it works really good. I like the gauge that I'm getting. You know, it's stiff enough to be warm and, you know, blankety, but not so stiff that it's, you know, it can't be scrunched up or anything. It's still soft. And it is super wash, so I'm guessing when I wash it, it will probably stretch a bit. But yeah, that is my crochet Advent baby blanket. And that's it for my projects today. This is kind of going to be a quick episode, but I wanted to come to you because I did have quite a bit that I had been working on and finished. It's just that after I finish those projects, I haven't been working on too many others. I've been trying to be not necessarily monogamous, but like tri-monogamous, where I do like 2 or 3 projects, you know, at a time instead of having a ton, because I make a lot more progress when I do 2 or 3. So the only other thing I want to chat with you quickly about is Very Fun Yarns news, and there's not a ton to report there. I am just kind of have my nose to the grindstone and have been working, doing a lot of pre-mordanting and dyeing. If you know anything about natural dyes, you know you have to do a pre-mordant process that's a bit longer than when you're an acid dyer. And a lot of times it feels like I'm dyeing the yarn twice, but it's just how I do it. It's my system. And so that has been going well. My son Ian is back, and he's been a champ helping me. He's been prepping yarn, scanning yarn, and also helping label yarn, which has helped a ton. So we have put some new Yak Sock in the store online. We've put some new DK Yak Silk and also some DK Tweed colorways in the online shop. So you'll see those pop up right now. I kind of started with my Yak bases, and then my DK bases. So the next week I will be doing DK All-Star, which is a 100% superwash merino base, and I'll be moving into the 80-20 fingering and also mini skeins, hopefully. And I also have plans to do an indigo dye next week. So you'll see more colors coming in all of the bases that I did this week, the Yak Sock, the Yak Silk DK, and the DK Tweed, because when I do indigo dyeing, it's a process where I have to pre-dye stuff, and then I have, like, say, a pink color if I want purple, and then it gets dipped in indigo to make the purple color. Or yellow plus blue is green, that sort of thing. So that should be coming, I don't know about next week, but for sure by the week after, those will be in the shop and ready for ordering. So yeah, so I will be set up at the farmers market again this Saturday at 7:30 to noon at the Olmsted County Fairgrounds if you are in the area. And actually, now that I say that, I'm not sure this will go live before I be there, but I will be there the following week as well, which is June 1st. And then, yeah, online, check things out. The Berry Fun Yarns Yarn Advent Countdown Kits are only available for pre-order through this evening, so I don't think this will go up in time. But if you watch this within the first couple days and you realize you have forgotten to order your Advent kit, like say by the end of May, pop me an email, berryfunyarns@gmail.com, and we will see what we can do, because I'm probably not going to start dyeing before the end of May. So yeah, just let me know you watched the whole last episode, and I said if you emailed me that I would help you still get in on a pre-order for the Advent Countdown kits. And remember, those are weekly kits that will be coming out in December. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to end this video here because I hear someone coming down the hallway, and I hear a cat, I think, who is going to want to come in. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that you are enjoying your crafting wherever you are. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, everybody.